feliz año a todos, feliz entrada de 2024 y bienvenidos a esta rueda de prensa de Declaraciones previa al partido de Copa entre el Club Deportivo Castellón y el Club Atlético Osasuna. Empezaremos siempre con las preguntas de aquí de la sala y identificaros porfa con nombre y medio para preguntar, ¿vale? Enrique.
Hola, muy buenas, Enrique va a este República Mediterráneo. Domingo por la tarde, Castellón lleno, un primera enfrente, partido de Copa, puede ser un buen día.
It's going to be a difficult day, difficult game, of course, and yeah, of course, we hope that it's going to be a beautiful day. In the end, we have nothing to lose, we have everything to win, so that's perfect.
Enrique.
Ganó el pasado partido, el saluqueño con muchas bajas y muchos tocados. No sé cómo llega al partido, ¿recupera efectivos?
Of course, we brought all the players there to see how they were and to keep them going in training. Because I also said last week, before the game, I was not happy with how it went in the days off with the injuries. So we brought them there. So we trained them a little bit more. We have to see on Sunday if maybe some can start, but we also have to look on the longer term if it is smart to start. Yeah, everybody knows that Jeremy comes back from injury, Castellón comes back, Salva comes back, Kala comes back. So yeah, it's also difficult to start with more than one player maybe in the starting 11 who was injured, because you don't know how long they play, and in a cup game you also have maybe extra time. So we all have to think about those things. In the end, we have the rest of the squad is quite good. It's fit at the moment. Some players can play on different positions. I already taught that in pre-season, but you always have to try that. Sometimes you don't have the time for that, but I think a little bit different than a lot of other people about it, because then they see Iago on midfield and they think the defender on midfield. But for me, Iago is a player who can play on more positions, and Oscar also, for example. So I only see it as an advanced thing how we play at the moment with those guys.
¿Una más, Enrique?
Sí, sobre el rival, sobre Osasuna, ¿qué partido espera?
Yeah, I think they don't come here with an easy mind, because they had a good run last year, of course, and I think they want to do that again. So they had a good game yesterday, they won, so it's always they come with a good feeling here. Probably they also travel different than us, so they are in advance in that too. So I think yeah, they will come here, of course, to try to win the game, and we have to make it as difficult as possible for them.
Vale, bueno, buenos días y feliz año a todos antes que nada. Yo, centrándonos en el partido del domingo y en las eliminatorias previas, quería preguntarle al míster aquí hay una diferencia, ¿no? El siguiente partido en Liga, entiendo, es el objetivo prioritario, ¿no? Pelear por el ascenso, está más lejos, ¿no? Hay prácticamente 5 o 6 días para recuperarse, para descansar. Y bueno, ahí puede haber una gran diferencia respecto de las anteriores eliminatorias de las alineaciones, ¿no? Con Castellón o con el propio Club. Es decir, aquellos que estén bien no va a mirar, ¿no? Que quizá en 2 o 3 días tiene otro partido importante de Liga, sino que puede sacar el mejor 11 sin hacer rotaciones o dar oportunidad quizá a jugadores menos habituales hasta ahora. Gracias.
No, we're going to try to play the strongest squad, because also what we have only a game 6 or 7 days later. On the other side, with all those injuries, what I already said, it's not really possible to mix so many players, because it's not good to play them. We also, Christian is out, he's still recovering from his illness. Julio is maybe not available, and then the other guys, they all come back from injury, so it's not smart to play them. Not all of them, maybe 1 or 2 can play. So there will be a few changes, but not a lot. We're going to play probably with the strongest team. That's also what we did 2 days ago. That was the strongest team possible to play at that moment. and yeah, I'm always going to play in the league with the strongest team for sure.
Nada, le quería preguntar a Dick, a colación de lo que comentaba antes de esas bajas también con el compañero, lo que le preguntaba, ya no pensando en el domingo que está ahí, sino un poco de cara a un mes de enero exigente, si le preocupa que los jugadores que están tocados no lleguen, o eso merme también un poco el tema físico del equipo en un mes también clave de liga.
No, I'm not worried about that physical aspect. The only thing is that you need everybody. We still are looking around to strengthen the squad because we lose Valet and Anton. So we are still lacking 2 players less. And if something else happens, we have to replace the player also. So yeah, and if we win on Sunday, if we come to the next round, we even have a more difficult schedule. But at the moment, that's why we also try to get everybody fit, because in the end of the day, I just said something about the stronger squad, but I think we have more players who can play in the 11, so yeah, if you make 1, 2 or 3 changes, I don't see a lot of difference at the moment, so that is good for us.
Sí, se han producido los primeros movimientos del mercado de invierno. También está el tema de Jeremy de León, si se renueva o se marcha. ¿Qué considera su opinión sobre el tema de Jeremy de León y qué posiciones considera que habría que reforzar en este mes de enero?
Now, first of all, if you lose Valet and Anton, you need something on the wing, because they were both here to play on the left and on the right wing. They both had a difficult time, but that's also normal, because if other players do well, then you don't play and you sit on the bench. So for me, yeah, it's not against the Valet and Anton, not against them personally as a player, because we make a choice for someone else. So we need some strengthening over there. So it's more attacking midfield on the left, on the right wing, that sort of stuff. On the Jeremy thing, I can be only short. I love the kid. He's a good kid. We want to help him. We want to develop him. He had some difficulties with injuries. That's why he didn't really play also a lot. And it's a difficult thing for him to make a decision. We as a club, as a coaching staff, we want to keep him here longer. To help him to be a better player, and he has to do what he thinks he has to do. Further, I can't say anything about it, because in the end it's his decision. I only gave him the advice to stay here, because I think it's the best thing for his career to stay here. It's a beautiful club, beautiful environment. I think we play a style that he can fit in, and I think also the people around him have to understand that maybe that is the best thing. If they don't understand that, for me, yeah. So I say already a little bit more. I find it strange, because I think you have to advise the player to be in a good environment. I don't say that it is in another club not a good environment, but at the moment, I think in the way how we play, how things are, how the club respects him, I think it is the best thing to stay here. But I always will protect him, even if there are signals from the outside, you know, about other teams, and because I think it's a good kid. So it's a difficult situation for him. We have to help him. I always will help him. I'm always there for him. So, but it's a part of his development also, this sort of decisions, and he has to cope with the decision what he makes.
Sí, yo quería preguntarle a Alex también un poco sobre el rival, sobre Osasuna el domingo, partido difícil. No sé un poco cómo enfoca el duelo, pensando también que Osasuna juega la semana siguiente Supercopa, es decir, eso no sé si es un factor de distracción que puede aprovechar el Castellón de cara a un rival que evidentemente pues va a venir con todo y que es el actual subcampeón también.
Of course, we know that they play on Thursday. Maybe they're going to make some changes. I don't know how the coach is thinking, what he wants to do, what he expects. I don't think if he changes a lot that it affects a lot the team. I think that they are La Liga players, so they have a good squad. So in the end of the day, what I also said, we also changed 10 players against Oviedo, and Oviedo only changed 3 players. and we also made it them difficult. So I don't think if he changes the whole squad that it's going to be a lot easier for us.
Yo quería, en la última quería insistir sobre el tema mercado. Vic comentó en su día que bueno, él está acostumbrado a manejar plantillas muy largas, como ha sido el caso, pero hay un 11 o una serie de jugadores que están haciéndolo realmente bien. Han salido ya dos, Antoni y Falé. Yo quería preguntar si pueden haber más jugadores que deseen jugar y que no lo ven claro, es decir, que el Castellón tenga que rearmarse de verdad otra vez en este mercado de invierno, o con estos dos en principio no hay previsión de nada más. Gracias.
I just want to have replacements for the players who leave. But when we think back about the start of the season, we also had I think we had more difficulties because we had the visa situation from Mamadou Traoré. We had Castellón situation. We had Mojita. 3 games suspension. We had Dani injured when he signed, so we had a few players not fit. So I think at the moment we are in a better place than in the start of the season. So I'm not so worried about that. I will always try to stay calm. I will give my opinion what I think about it, and they can do that to me also. I have to deal with that, and if I give my opinion, the other people have to deal with that. So I think at the moment I'm not worried. I stay calm, and I'm just a very happy person because we are first in the league and we are still in the cup till Sunday.